Hey friends! So I wanted to talk a little bit today about platform and marketing and motherhood in writing and publishing. I had a young friend of mine that asked me to talk about this, and I was excited because I had a lot of mom friends that were older than me when I started writing, and they gave me some great advice that I still use to this day. So first off, a story. I wanted to tell you that when I was trying to get books published and felt like that was a calling on my life, Jackson wasn't even here. He wasn't even in my womb. He wasn't even a thought. And so I got my first book contract almost exactly the same time that I got pregnant with our second, Jackson. And he's now almost 16. I can't believe it. My older son, Jordan, was in kindergarten, and so I would take him to school, and then I'd come back and nap for a couple of hours because I was so tired. And then I would write for a couple hours. I was on hiatus from my job as a performer, and that was a special time. I was excited about my book baby and my real baby, but I wanted to tell you that I'm really glad that I didn't try to do too much. I did a couple of books that year, but I know some authors that I respected and looked up to were doing 3-4 books a year, and they still do that, and that pace is incredible to me. I knew myself, I knew my limits physically and otherwise, and so I've only ever tried to write 1 book a year. Now, you're going to have to find your limits for yourself, but I do want to tell you that it will go faster than you think. And as a mom, you're so important to your children and your family, and you have to decide, how much you want to take on, because honestly, writing is only one part of it, and the publishers now, and they just don't do a lot of promotion for you or marketing. You have to do a lot, even building up to getting a book contract or being published, at least with traditional publishers. And if you self-publish, you still have to do all the work. So marketing and building your platform could take 40 hours a week or more. It'll take as much time as you want. So here's my advice, and that is pick a lane. Becky Johnson, who's now married to my agent, Greg, was a friend of mine at the time I was trying to get published. Her mom, Ruthie, and she had written some books together, and I highly admired them. And they were gracious enough to help me and to encourage me. And she said, do 5 things a day on social media or promotion or marketing, and then call it a day. And that really helped me because I could have done 20 or 25 a day. And now there's even more opportunities with new platforms and all that. And the other thing she taught me was to pick one platform where I really resonated and spend my time there. So not necessarily spending all my time trying to, chase all these rabbits on all these different platforms, but she's really good at Facebook, and she concentrates her time there. Others that are fitness bloggers or they're crafty may go to Instagram. Maybe you're a photographer, a decorator. Instagram's a great place for you. Maybe you're a homeschool mom. Pinterest is a great place for you to be, especially if you're writing for other homeschool moms. So that may help you to realize, I can get this into manageable bites. Because honestly, I think marketing's fun, but it is a chore sometimes. And you can do as much as you want to. And it doesn't always work. You don't always see the results you want, but for me, it's an extension. It's getting the word out about something God has taught me, that I'm passionate about, that I feel led to share, that I know that's going to help people. So the other last thing is just be yourself. Be yourself and know yourself, know your family. Be authentic and do things that make sense for you guys. I got offered a speaking gig to be on a speaking team of a group of ladies that I really admired and had trained with as a speaker as I was starting to get published and trying to promote my books. And a few months before they asked me, that was my dream, to be on that speaking team. And when it came down to it, I couldn't say yes. Jackson was still little. He was getting sick a lot because he was a preemie and he hadn't caught up. And I'm so glad that I obeyed that little nudge from the Lord and said no, because I had such peace about it. I didn't have peace about going out 6 to 8 times a year just with that one speaking opportunity. I continue to do local things. I continue to do things around where I lived, and once in a while I would fly out and do other things, but I tried to limit myself to one conference a year. And your limits may be different. You and your husband, or if you're a single mom, you may have help and be able to do other things than what I did. But know yourself, know your family, know your limits, because it can look impossible. It's not, but you can really psych yourself out of doing what God's called you to do by trying to do too much at one time. So anyway, I hope this is helpful, and be sure and send me other questions about writing and speaking. I'd love to answer them. Bye.